morning, good afternoon, good evening, behind folks. This is Man Always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, it's about that time. Christmas time is here. Ha! Christmas for the kids. Everybody, the one person I used to buy Christmas was my mom, and all everybody else is grown. So you got kids, good. If you don't, better for you. I mean, I don't have a Christmas tree in my house. I used to do that when my mom was around. We always put the Christmas tree. Now I just, So anyway, folks, can you believe we're almost at the end of 2026. Seems like we just started this year. I was out of town last weekend for the holidays with my family. Shout out to my family, my niece, my great nephew, my sister, his girlfriend. Also shout out to some people I get to meet over the weekend. I appreciate the time spent with you. So, folks, as you know, I'm always, as a content creator, especially I'm in bodybuilding, I always find some ladies that famous that interest my fascination. And as I make my cry, my animal must have heard smile. And a while back, there was a show, which was the Atlantic Coast. And I follow certain ladies to compete in the show and also follow a trainer. And I saw on April Cosmato, who I got to meet when I was in Tampa a while back. That's when she made her debut after 10 years of that competing. One of these young ladies is one of her, I would call her stable mates. She's coached by the same coach and showed pictures. And she was making her bodybuilding debut at that show. It was at the Atlantic Coast NPC Championship. And she won the overall win physique. And I was very impressed. So, and what thing I like to get when I get a new bodybuilder who's fresh and wet off the line. We have here the lovely Mrs. Hayden Mohler. And we welcome her and we thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you for reaching out.
So, ma'am, what got you started in this sport, as I call it, muscle and masculinity? Please share.
I would say just getting into the gym to begin with started just because I've always been small. I've always been skinny, and it's always been somewhat uncomfortable being that small, and I just want to be big. So I went in with goal just to get big as a house. I didn't care. And I did that, and after a few years, people started noticing, and they're like, "So when are you going to compete? When are you going to do a show?" And I never dreamed that I would be doing this right now. Like it's something that was totally off my radar. I just wanted to get big. And then finally one day we were at the gym and our friend Joe Reiser asked us, he's like, "So when are you gonna get on stage?" And I was like, "Man, I don't even know who would coach women's physique." And he was like, "Oh, Justin Jacoby." And I was like, "Who?" And he was like, "Big redheaded guy, just had knee surgery." I was like, "Oh, that guy." And that's where it started. Never dreamed that from April to now, this is where I'd be.
Well, that's the thing is, when you get into thing, especially go to the gym, like me and
Yeah,
these have talked to conversation, going to the gym was just some place to maybe better improve their life, maybe to lose some weight, or even to follow a dream they had. Some ladies been fan of bodybuilding for a long time, and this was just an opportunity. And always you get the typical story, especially when you're working out and you start building. Everybody says, "Hey, bro, you gonna be
yeah,
doing shows, some shoes, or something like that? Because you look diesel." You know,
right. I was like, nah, I just want to be big.
I'm big, and I'm not. I've never been a little small, little dainty thing. I mean, I got a lot bigger when when I was taking my mom, but then like I'm trying to slim down a little bit. I'm trying to get tight for the summer.
It's winter
So
though. You gotta stay warm.
yeah, and I'm very popular now. When they don't want the woo, it's getting like, hey, big daddy, can you say, nah, okay, that's cool. But yeah, that's the thing about bodybuilding. It's a passion sport. There's not a lot of opportunities, especially when it comes for the women. It can be a lot. It can be daunting, to train, to have a life, to have a career. Um, Also, I looked on your social media that you also were in the military. What branch and what was your position when you were in the military?
I was in the army and I was a Black Hawk crew chief for 6 years.
Oh, wow. You did with the copters. Wow, cool.
Yeah, oh yeah,
So
and I
what got
still
you?
do. I love it.
Yeah, what got you into the military?
Um, just I tried college and I just was kind of over going to classes. Like the technical part of it, like going because I did welding too while I was in college. Like that part was cool, but it was just all I felt like I needed something else. And my dad was in the military, so I had to.
Well, for to you, both you and your father, as a citizen of this country, I appreciate the sacrifice you've made on behalf of us. I mean, thank you is never enough because, like I said, I was talking earlier. My oldest niece and one of my younger nephews, they served. They were both in the army. It's a good life, good career, but also it's a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's also a lot of stuff that's going to involve in it. I'm not going to too much details, but I respect what y'all do. Most people won't be having courage. I was thinking about joining when I was young. I was in high school. I passed the AFAB, and I was thinking about the Marine Corps. But then I
Mhm.
had a job. And then when you have a job, you can take your
Yeah,
time up. And then
right.
also, I went to college for a bit, but I didn't graduate.
I didn't either. I hated it.
And I think it's not for everybody. I remember somebody saying that sometimes there are people needed for certain places. Not everybody's meant to go to college. Sometimes there are
No.
people needed to do the work or to join the military. So anyway, you made your debut at the Atlantic Coast. What's that feeling like for you?
Um, I want more. I want to do it again.
So that's why you're
Um,
doing the nationals next week.
yes. So we got yeah, just a week left today.
Time goes by, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's flown by like super fast this prep.
What's your feeling now being on this, like, especially for prep for yourself? This is your first time competing, and now you already nationally qualified.
Um, like I said, it's gone by so fast. Like it's hard to believe. I don't even know how to explain it. Because I've never done this before, so I don't really know what to expect. So it's just every day something new, you know?
It's like adapting to a different situation. Like especially when you get in the military, you have to learn stuff, things new, way to act, how to behave. The
Yeah,
training
and
is
I
more
love
important.
change.
Yeah, yeah, and the training is also, is one thing when you have to be very, as I've often people tell me, consistent. You have to be diligent. You have to be regimental, and that's the thing about military background. That comes in handy for
Yeah,
bodybuilding.
that structure. Yeah.
Mhm.
It was I guess it was a easy transfer, like a translation of just a routine.
Yeah. So, how long you been with Justin Jacoby?
Since April of this year.
Short relationship. How you like his work?
I love him. He's the best. The I like I said, I went into this having no idea what I was doing. I didn't know how to eat right. I didn't know whether I was working out wrong. I didn't know how to pose. And he's just put it all together for me and made me what I am.
I know the last month at the Atlantic Coast, it was yourself, April, a couple other ladies. He had a stable of women competing.
Yeah, I think he had 7 athletes there.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, he's probably one of the up and comers. Like I know, some popular ones. Like if you look at someone like Shelby Starnes, Brandon Ray. Also, there's Nasir. I mean, but it's good that you have a relationship with
Mhm.
Justin.
Yeah, and he's taken 11 of us to nationals.
That's pretty good. That's a fill in his cap.
Yeah.
So, folks, while we got Hayden here, we're gonna do this. We're gonna jump to her social media for a little bit. And if you want to follow her, you want to check her out, the links in the description of the live. But Hayden, I say this as a warning out there to guys out there who are fans of you ladies, guys. No weird stuff, no D pics. Stop it. Get some help. I know she's right now she's shirtless and she got her sleeves out and her arms out there she's plump. But guys, come on, be calm down, calm yourself. So we're gonna jump into her social media a little bit. So you want to follow her, the links in the description of this live. And here she is right here with her your darling husband here. What's his name?
Yes.
How long y'all been together?
Dylan, 11 years in February.
Oh, and where'd y'all meet?
We were actually in the military together. Funny story, we went to basic and AIT together. We're both aviation, but we didn't start talking until he was deployed. I was supposed to deploy, and my unit was going to relieve his, and we just kind of started talking on Facebook.
That's good. I mean, and also to him, I say, appreciate the sacrifice he made for our country. And that's good that he support you 11 years. Wow, I've been together.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's love. And here she is
Yeah.
right here. Wow, she has. Wow, this is look at the shoulders on her. I mean, what do you feel like is your best physical feature, if you could say?
I always thought it was my arms, but now everybody says it's my abs. So I guess I'll say abs.
Yeah, I think a great set of abs is like a centerpiece of a masterpiece of a physique. You want that good conditioning, you want that great core. But also everything else is important to prove on. Like at the Atlantic Coast, did you get a critique from the judges of what you need to work on, especially this is going to be your national debut?
I did not. I'm just trusting what Justin says.
That's good. Yeah, yeah. It's only a handful of competitors don't ever ask the critique of the judges because they really want the feedback, especially when you come into a big event like the Nationals, which is one of the last pro qualifiers for this year. And here's the pictures for the show, and look at her. Wow, she does have a great set of abs. I actually was talking to her on IG in a DM saying like, I remember I did an interview a while back with Tracy Gall, if you know her. She's a IFB Physique Pro, and this was 3 weeks after she got a pro card in Australia, and she was doing some posing, and I said to her, "You have Olympic level physique." And I'm telling you, young lady, you have a pro level physique. I mean, just a few, tweaks here and there. I most definitely feel like you're going to get your pro card.
That's the goal. Um, this At this point, compared to the last show, I feel like I'm in a lot better conditioning. So I should look nasty on stage.
Well, like I said, you like from these pictures, you look pretty good. I mean, just whatever Justin's doing to bring you up, especially getting ready for next week for nationals. It's some good work. So
Well, we know
there's
what we
a
did last time, so we're just gonna repeat and do it a little better.
wash and repeat, wash and repeat. So, like doing this, what else do you do outside of bodybuilding? You have a career, anything else you feel like you might be interested in?
Um, Outside of bodybuilding, I do have a career. I work for Sikorsky, Lockheed Martin. I'm a flight operations manager. So again, Blackhawks every day. It's my life, and I love it.
Yeah, yeah. My sisters worked for Lockheed. They worked for the postal part of it I think they used to work for Lockheed, but then the post office, took their partner
Okay.
out, and then yeah, that was a long time ago, you know. But here again, she has impressive body, fellas. I mean, wow, Here's the thing about, especially when you look at women in bodybuilding, there's a stigma to it because it's a extreme sport, and people don't think that women should have muscle. They feel like muscle should be exclusively for men. What's your thoughts on it?
Uh, why? Like, why can't I be as big as I want to be? Why is it wrong to look the way I'm comfortable looking?
Well, you got to remember societies like this.
Why is it wrong to be strong?
Well, here's about society. Everybody has the idea of what should be the norm. Men, we should be the ones with the muscles and strong, all that. Women, you're supposed to be are, soft and feminine, and you're supposed to be the ones who bear our children, and make sure you keep the home fires cooking, and everything like that. But again, it's about what you want for yourself as an athlete. And this is what you are. You are an athlete.
All right, and I wasn't raised like that. My parents have always been supportive, let me do whatever I want to do. If I want to go play hockey, then I went and played hockey. I want to go ride a bull, I went and rode a bull. Like there was never any kind of standard set.
So
Of
you're
course,
very
my mom wanted a little girl that she could doll up, but I mean, she knew from the get go that wasn't me.
well, that's how it is with all women. My mother, I had three older sisters, and there were me and my older brother, my younger brother. She treated us differently, or we were the ones where we grew up country. We had to do a lot of the heavy lifting, like, cutting wood, pumping water. My sisters did their part too, but they also had to, do the stuff that women do. That's how it is. It's just that it's old ideals that still exist. It's hard to change,
Yeah.
and I think, people have to accept it. Like it's again with your family, like your mom and dad. Are there any more of you or just you?
Oh no, there's a few of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm the oldest of six altogether. We're a
Oh,
very blended family, but yeah,
so
there's a lot of us.
so you're the firstborn.
Yeah, I was the test.
I'm the middle son. Now, actually, my brother, he's my mother's oldest son, but he's one of the middle children. But I'm a middle child. You know what? The
Okay.
problem with y'all, you old ones, you know what? You're the one who get all the attention, and the babies get attention. You know what? Us middle kids had to fight for our love. We had to fight. But I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm cool. Just some
You're cool? Okay.
yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's go. So yeah, that's the thing. It's good that you have the support from your family because it's tough because it's good to know you as a person because most people I have anybody tell me that they had to deal with maybe family members or friends not understanding what they got into it, what they're doing in bodybuilding, because it's such a extreme sport. It's such a fringe sport because it's not like the everyday sports. Like I said, you grew up and you
Right.
were very athletic. You did some bull riding.
Yeah, for a little bit.
I, mean, I don't know. I don't know if I won't be riding a stake. But yeah. But the thing is that because this is such a extreme sport, bodybuilding, and because of always the issue of one thing that they all talk about is steroids. But here's the thing, and if I've often have heard this, it's not the be all part of it. It's only one of the things that helps in the factors to grow as an athlete. If you're not consistent, if you don't follow a diet, you don't work out, you don't train, you
Yeah,
don't be regimental, whatever you take, it doesn't help.
right. It's a support, it's an amplifier in a way.
Because
But
we
yeah, with recovery. But you can take steroids all day, but if you're not working out and you're not dieting properly, then it's not going to do you any good.
that's true. We have here, shout to the man Manuel coming through. He says this. Always, he says, hi George, hi Mrs. Mohler. Nice to meet you. Genuine fan of female bodybuilding here. Thank you, my man, my brother Emmanuel coming through. He says this. Also, I'm against the idea that women shouldn't have muscles. Who are we to uh, detect that men, especially a woman, can do what she wants, dictate, okay, with her body. As a man, I can accept that and support that. Yeah, because you know what? That's good. That's
Absolutely.
my man. Yeah, he's an enlightened man, but the everyday average
Yeah.
man is not as comfortable with it. Like I know
No.
your husband loves you and he supports you, and that's
Yes.
a good thing.
Yes. Without him, I would not be here. He's done this every step of the way. He's pushed me every day. It's
Has
he's a
has he ever thought about getting involved himself, or he feel like, nah, I'm just standing here, baby. I'll be your cheerleader.
he is 100% comfortable being in a support role. Like he's a big boy, but he doesn't want to do this.
I think the thing is the diet is important. You have to be.
Yeah, and with that, like he has been doing the diet with me, and he's lost about 50 pounds. So,
That's the
like I said,
benefit.
he's there every step of the way.
That's the benefit. That's a benefit because making healthy choices. Like, here's a story about myself. I've been a big person for a long time. I used to play football and lift weights while I was in high school, but then I got into the real world, and then sometimes you don't have the time. You have to make time if you can, but sometimes
Yeah.
life can be busy. Because I was holding down two jobs. I was working when I was my 16 till I was like about 30. I was working at a gas station. And then I was working textiles 13, 14 years and working here, going to school, working here. I even had a job working in a gentleman's club. I like to pull that out, and, it's just you got to find the time to try to work in the workout and the diet into your life.
Yeah. That was a struggle for a few weeks just trying to figure out when we need to do everything. And like I even changed my work schedule and everybody at work's been super supportive. So that's been great. I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do without my support system.
And that's good. Especially when you get sport, you need that support system because this sport can be mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially draining. Between the training and diet, but then also the other stuff that comes along with it. Because as a female in the sport, you have to present yourself both with femininity and
Hmm.
muscularity. You have to walk that fine line where you
Yeah.
don't, you want to look like, this monster coming out there, but also you want to look like a beauty queen.
A pretty monster.
Pretty, yeah, you are a pretty monster. And that's the thing is, the standard of people idea of beauty is not the same as everybody else. Like, I think you're attractive, young lady. I think you are.
Thank you.
But then, ma'am, I'm a Southern gentleman, ma'am. It's my pleasure to tell a lady that she's just beautiful. It's not, you don't need to thank me for that. It's in my nature. But the everyday person may not think it because they will see the muscles and
They'll
say
see the
that,
muscles, they'll see the tattoo, they'll see my weird haircut, and it's
yeah,
off-putting.
yeah. I'm not a big fan of tattoos. I think everybody, it's teach your own. I don't have any. I got scars and stuff and lumps like that. I don't need any of that. But, how many you have and which one's your favorite?
Hmm. I don't know because they all run together, but probably Jason on my hand.
James.
Jason Voorhees.
I never liked those movies. That I remember one time we were a kid, my older brother and sisters they went to the rental store and bought it and said, "We watched Friday the 13th." I jumped out of the room and left. I was like, look, I couldn't. I can watch Aliens. I can watch that, but something about that one, just that.
Yeah.
Yes, like, oh hell no, So yeah, but you're really into, like I said, I know that you and your husband like to dress up for Halloween. What did you dress up for this year?
I'm really into Halloween and he's just along for the ride. He's all about Christmas, but I
Ah,
live for everything spooky, everything horror. But we were Chucky and Tiff this year.
that's nice. I, I mean, like Halloween for me seemed like Thanksgiving. I mean, like Christmas. It's for the kids. I don't even. I used to when my mom was alive. I used to. She say buy the candy for the kids, and I said okay. But then she
Yeah.
got to say I shut my door and talk my like, hey, y'all get shit for me, and I'm done. But that's a good thing that you enjoyed that you and him both. And you have a good relationship, a good support. Like as a bodybuilder, is there anybody in the sport you really follow or you admire as a competitor?
So Dana Lynn Bailey is the reason I started going to the gym. I saw a picture of her and I was like, that's her. That's what I want to look like. And I mean, I know she doesn't compete anymore, but she's still very, very impressive.
Yeah, I think quite a few ladies tell me that's their favorite one, Daylene Bailey. Was a big fan of her because when Physique came out, I was a big fan of division at first. I call it watered down women's bodybuilding. I've been following bodybuilding from like up to almost last time we competed, up to people as far as some of my favorites, especially back in the day were Corey Everson, Linda Murray, Iris Kyle. I actually one lady I got to meet who is a legend herself, Alina Popa. But one of my favorites, and I love her because she's my girlfriend. She doesn't know, but she's my girlfriend, and that is Andrea Shaw. I just
She is.
she's
Yeah.
just so amazing. She's like, to me, like women's bodybuilding for a good while was on the verge of, it got pushed out to Olympia, pushed out Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic,
Hmm.
but then she came in and I think she brought it. It's still kind of struggling, but she's brought a new level of muscle,
Yeah.
beauty, grace. One thing I like to show this because this is my favorite thing. And as my other guy like to say, if you get it something, never do it for free. And it was a while back. I have a friend. She runs a company called Bad Rap. They make clothing and also do a lot of promotion for women in bodybuilding. She was at the 23 Olympia, and this is my favorite issue of Muscle Development. I used to have some back in the day, but then now they're doing the hard copies anymore. And she saw Andrea. I mean, it was a little bit right after my birthday. She sent it to me for a birthday gift, and it is what makes it so special for me, especially is she took time. And I always like to show this off because this is what keeps me going as a guy because it's a lot of work doing this content about your ladies. Is she took time and she said thank you and she appreciated my support and she signed it. And I just like I said, that's why she's my girlfriend. I love her.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. Yeah. So yeah. So as you know, you're just a week away from nationals. How are you
Mhm.
feeling? What's your feeling? How your thoughts?
I'm just excited. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to do it. Um, Ready to go on stage. My family's going to be there. They're only 5 hours away, so everybody's driving down and then getting to eat after. I'm very food motivated,
Yeah, I know.
but
You bodybuilders. A lot of ladies have talked to you. Very much foodies. Like after the last show, what was that thing that you, especially after that long prep, that diet? What was that thing that was calling your name?
Krispy Kreme. It's always Krispy Kreme. There is no other. It's Krispy Kreme.
I like Krispy Kreme. I used to remember my younger brother used to live in Fayetteville, and if you ever been to Fayetteville, there's a Krispy Kreme's. I
Hmm.
think off of is it off Bragg or is it off where is that Krispy Kreme at? I just remember he used to stay in Kings Court. That was like the other side. And one day I was visiting him and we're chilling out and we would watch the game together. He said he would go up to the store, get some stuff and get a beer. I said, well, okay, that's cool. He said, one thing, I'm all right. So I might go back to Krispy Kreme and say, okay, give me a couple of donuts with the lights hot. So, yeah. But the thing is, that's the important part of the process is the right foods. Like other than Krispy Kreme, what's your favorite that, you be craving, especially on prep?
Flaming hot Cheetos.
You can keep those. I'm not that. I don't have too much for I got my palate's not much for spicy.
I love heat, but it's it's just junk and texture. Like everything I eat right now is mushy. So if I can get my hands on a couple almonds, just the texture's so good.
Mhm. The thing about food, it can be both a tool and weapon for a bodybuilder. The taste, the smell. You're gonna be in
Hmm.
Texas. That's the second
Yeah,
biggest barbecue state in next to North Carolina. We're the best. So and I know you're gonna have a good time.
yeah, absolutely.
Mhm. Yeah, and again about the sport of bodybuilding, it can be a lot, especially you look at from the financial standpoint of it, where there's a lot of expense, especially getting ready. You ladies instead of getting have to have your hair, your makeup done,
Hmm.
your suits right there. That's cost. The entry fees. Are you going to do one division, or you figuring you want to try to cross over to another?
I'm just gonna focus on women's physique. We talked about doing lightweight bodybuilding, but I don't want to be stressing about changing in between and learning new poses. So we're just gonna focus on women's physique.
That's a good idea. And all you got to do is, depending what class you're in, you just got to make the top two.
Yeah.
And if you win, and I think by look, I think I see you winning. You just do it
Hope
overall.
so.
Yeah, yeah. Don't hope so. Believe, believe, believe. You gotta believe in you. If you don't believe in
I do.
you,
I have confidence.
yeah. That thing is, I know it's tough, especially you go into this. This is your first year, and you know, and but again, from what I saw, you're very impressive. I think
Thank you.
you have the goods. The thing is, the visions have changed over the years. Where yeah, it's so easy to cross over between physique or bodybuilding or figure or even I know a lady I interviewed a while back. She actually did nationals. She did wellness, but got a pro card in figure.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, there's more opportunities for pro card there.
Yeah, because even though like I think with bodybuilding is like last year I interviewed a lady who got a pro card there. She actually did both physique and women's bodybuilding. She won the overall because there was only like 6 competitors and they had to smush them all together for one class.
Okay.
Yeah, and she got a pro card there and also in women's physique. And it's just the numbers. That's the thing is, I
Yeah.
think there's more opportunities in physique than women's bodybuilding.
Right. I
We
think it's
have here.
only one per class.
Yeah, because but if there's not enough classes, then I think there's a couple of shows where, especially overseas, where it's a lot harder because not many competitors, and so
Hmm.
few pro qualifiers. You know, the ladies who did shows and didn't get the pro card. Some can even apply for the pro card if they did a show and they won the overall. But then that's kind of it's politics with that with the IFBC. We have here Chateau Man Emmanuel coming through. Appreciate you, brother. Says, question for Miss Mola. Do you think that competition, do OnlyFans and muscle worship sessions degrade the discipline and aesthetics of the sport, or is it just fans paying for an art form? That's a big question.
Hmm. I hadn't really thought of that. I mean, what you do with your own time is your business. If I don't have a problem with whatever somebody wants to do. Am I going to do it? No, I'm not going to do it. But I don't think that there's anything wrong with it if both people are comfortable, you know?
It's like this because bodybuilding is such a very fringe sport, and some women do it because it's a way to pay. As often a friend told me, sometimes the way to pay Peter, the pay Peter to pay Paul, because
Mhm.
again the cost. Like for the guys, all they got to do is wear a pair of banana hands and board shorts and slap on some tan. Again, for you ladies, you do have to have your suits. If you're doing physique or figure, if you're doing figure or wellness or bikini, or even it's a new division, fit model. Excuse me. ah, Shout out to my friend Amy. She got a pro card at that in that division. But but it's a way to make income. That's what it is. I know it's easy to fantasize about it because again, as I admit my crime, I am a muscle person. No, y'all ladies, y'all kind of excite me. I remember when I started, because I grew up in the '80s, and the most popular cartoons were around were He-Man and Thundercats and Muscle Competitors. The guys, but then I got to my pubescent ages, and when I got to a teenager, and I've seen y'all women. There's something different light about y'all. But all women are beautiful. Not everybody's the stand-up beauty.
No, and I think even aside from the financial standpoint, it could just be empowering to some people to be able to do something like that.
hmm Yeah, I know. Everybody finds something out of it that fits for them. I know talk to ladies who talk about it. It's not like you said. Like, it's not something you would do. It's not something you would like to do. I don't think it's something that your husband wants you to do because
No.
yeah. I know because then like again, there's a flip side to it because there are people who will find it again offensive to see women with muscle. Like, why is she trying to be a man? Yada 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 yada
Yeah.
yada yada yada. Those guys. Then you have the other guys say, "Wow, she got a buff body," and that's why in my interviews, like I say like this, I say, guys, don't send no D pics, nothing like that, because some women don't like that because men we can be weird.
Yeah. Everybody can be a little weird.
I think weird would probably be more weirder because something again, it's just about the fantasy and the fetish of it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
none of it offends me, I guess, to answer the question.
Well, like I said, if it doesn't fit you, it shouldn't fit anybody else. But I think some people can be, a little bit sensitive. Some people, ma'am, you wouldn't think it by looking for it. I'm 50 years old, ma'am, And I grew up a little bit harder than some. Some people now a little bit soft, but I'm also open minded
Yeah.
because you got to live for you. You can't live for nobody else because if like this, to quote my favorite comedian says, "Son, if people don't like you, fuck them."
I like it.
Yeah, Bernie Mac, that's my favorite. So but it is a lot of work and a lot of time. Like when you're training, what's your favorite? That thing you love to do, and what's the thing you shit? I don't hate it. I don't want to do it.
Um, my favorite, I like training arms. Anything arms, I'm down. But I guess it's probably hack squat.
Mm.
Leg day used to be one of my favorite days. But now that I'm trying to better condition my legs, leg days changed a little bit for me, and now I do not like leg day.
Well, you're not the only one. Come on, who likes leg day? Just a while back, I was hanging out with a friend of mine, Christina Ware. She's an Ivy Pro bodybuilder, and we were working out. She was doing leg day, and I was hanging. I would do my best because I got two bad knees like Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I did pretty good. I came back home. My niece gave me a warm a warm electric blanket put on my legs because but I did pretty good. But yeah, that is one of the least favorite leg day. Arms, like I say right now, for most of your arms, you got some guns, son.
Thanks.
Yeah, welcome, welcome, welcome. But yeah, everybody finds something about working out they enjoy about it, and the thing that that they least like about it. With the least part of it, that's the thing you need to work on the most. And if you work on
Hmm.
it a little more, you can be more of a complete bodybuilder. You want to bring in a good condition in the back. You want good fullness in the arms and development. You want tighter glutes. You want nice, connection between your quads and your hamstrings.
Hmm.
You thought it wouldn't be know what I'm talking about, huh? Well, doing this for a while, young lady, I get to learn. So yeah, but yeah, so you're gonna be going out this weekend, next weekend to the Texas.
And so we're gonna leave Tuesday morning. So I
Mm.
have plenty of time to get there, get settled, get into a routine, and be ready for Friday.
Yeah, so you don't have to do much stress because one thing is like you know flight stuff like that. Those stuff can be
Hmm.
stressful. And also, I just saw a lady I interviewed a while back who I know, named Gina Carvalho. She posted a video. I think I shared it with you, where water retention is one part of it.
Yeah.
Cortisol levels goes up. Especially when you're traveling. Like you want enough time so we can, when you settle, you can work on conditioning and bring in your best look for
Mhm.
the show.
Yeah, and I know I have issues with water retention in my lower legs. So I know that I'm gonna swell up after I fly, and I'll need time for that to flush.
Yeah, and you probably have to cut back on your water because I just interviewed a
Hmm.
young lady. She's making her bodybuilding debut this weekend in Illinois. She's doing a show. Her name is Mary Damon. Impressive young lady. She's doing bodybuilding women's physique. And it's a work in progress as a bodybuilder.
Yeah, there's a lot of science to it.
Well, it's like
So
anything. Yeah, anything's like a science. It's understanding all the factors, your own body development, DNA, just whatever you use in your process, your training. I mean, Justin does just most of your training. Does nutrition and other stuff too.
he does my training and nutrition, and I use Christina for posing, but he does work my posing with me too.
And that's mentioned Christina Mendoza. You know,
Yes.
two-time Olympian. Now she's switching over to wellness.
Hmm. She got the legs for it. She got the legs for it.
She has the legs, but what thing is about it, she has to bring down, she's been a bodybuilder for over 5 years. She has to really bring down a lot of conditioning and size. Because even though you look at the girls in wellness, some of those girls are ripped. I mean,
Hmm.
they're just, but still, you're switching like one example, Shanique Grant, who was a two-time Miss Olympia physique competitor. She switched over to wellness, but with Zeke, with Shanique, she's young. She was young. She was like when she left bodybuilding, she was just in her early 20s. Now she's about 30 now.
I'm 33.
You still, you know, 33. I remember when I was 33. Ah, it's like a long time ago. But yeah, that's the thing is, it's not so much about your age, but also about understanding your training, your genetics. You know what the stuff that helps you in your
Yeah,
process as a bodybuilder.
I think she's got a pretty good idea of that. She can do
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I mean, I just saw she got nominated for Best Poacher Award. Um,
Hmm.
she didn't win. Yeah, sorry, tough break, but I think she's very impressive. You know, but I hope all her best in her new future.
Hold
Hello.
on, I just lost you.
All right. Give her a second, folks. Technical difficulties. Can you hear me now? Hello? Can you hear me?
I can barely hear you.
Let me talk a little louder. Can you figure if I talk a little louder will help?
Hold on.
Wait a minute.
Do you
Well,
want me to go
folks,
back out and come back in?
yeah, come back in. Folks, let's give her a moment and come back in because technical difficulties happen. So, you know, we'll give her a moment. So while I'm here, I'm gonna talk with y'all for a bit. Um, if you follow bodybuilding, they just put out the list for the NPC 2026 season coming up next year. The list is not out, it's not fully set yet. There's still some shows that are not on the list. So if you are a competitor and you're looking for certain shows, especially from the European competitions, those are not out. They probably won't be out till maybe about after Christmas or right after New Year's. So you can check it out again. If I follow you, you follow me. I sent you the list. You can it'll be updated later on, and also something might happen. Some shows might either get dropped or some divisions might get dropped. I see you got some new shows with Physique. I see that at one point I remember that they said it would drop women's bodybuilding from New York Pro, but now it's on the list. I gotta wait and see how to update. Can you hear me now, or are you still working? Wait,
I can hear you. It's just very low.
yeah. Or I don't know what's going on, but I'll talk a little louder so we won't hold you up too long. So now you're just a week out.
Hmm.
You know, you're been resting, been working, been that. What is on your mind?
I'm just ready to get there. Like yesterday was my last day at work, so I don't really have anything to do but pack up, go to the gym, and go to the show.
Yeah, I
Pro
think
cards on my mind, Krispy Kreme's on my mind.
you're focused on a goal, and you know you're ready. You have everything together, and now all it needs to be said and done is to be there and see how well you do.
Hmm.
I mean, this is Nashville's pretty good big show. I mean, like I says, but if you feel like you might not get it, would you think you want to do another national qualifier next year?
Yeah. If it doesn't work out, then I'll take some time to refeed and grow, put on some more muscle, and definitely come back.
Well, it's a great opportunity. So it's just you know, there's North Americans. That's at the end of the summer. There's the Olympia. They have the amateurs. USA's, Junior USA's, Junior Nats. I mean, there's quite a few opportunities. You know, there's even this show I follow. It's a Chicago Pro. They have a show called Mission National, and it's exclusively a pro qualifier for women's bodybuilding. But you
Oh,
know, I know some physique competitors who've done it because, you know, it might be a lot more convenient depending where, because it's in Chicago. If you're in the Midwest area, it's a lot more convenient for you. You can jump on that show. But yeah, you know, I think, for like I said, from what I've seen from, you know, from your social media, from your pictures, you're very impressive.
thank you.
I think, depending on circumstances, Depending on who's there, I feel honestly, this is my opinion, and don't take it as the Bible, but it's my opinion. I think you will most definitely get your pro card.
I hope you're right.
Would you want to make your pro debut next year, or you want to wait, or maybe a couple more years out, really to grow and develop?
I would like to get back into it as soon as possible, but it just depends on how long it takes me to grow because I know I need to put on more muscle mass to be at a better competitive level.
hmm Especially
So,
you look at yeah, you look at people like Natalie Quajo or Zama Benta or even Sarah or some other ladies I
yeah,
follow, who are very impressive. You know,
very.
yeah, I mean, but like I said again, if it takes you a year or more, like I said, bodybuilding's not going away anytime soon.
No.
It'll be here when you're ready. And I would say,
Yeah.
yeah, pick a show like you feel like that works with you. Because if it's something that's close in your area and it works with your time and your schedule, yeah, you feel like you need more time for it, then take that time.
Yeah.
She's very nonchalant, folks. She's a very stoic person. So, I sometimes every time I get some talkers, but it's good to get somebody who have a good back and forth. So we're not gonna hold her up too long because she has to get ready and da. She's done with work.
Gotta go get my eyelashes done.
Yeah, gotta get pretty. Yeah, but the thing is, this is what I want people out there to do, and I want y'all to seriously hear me out. If you're interested in one like Hayden, and you want to promote her or even sponsor her, because are you sponsored?
No.
Yeah, that's the thing. Sponsor does help. If you're someone interested in sponsoring her, and like I said in the link description, but this is what we don't want to hear. We say, "Hey, Hayden, you're nice, cute little blonde little thing with a whipped body. So if I do you a favor, no, you sick freak, stop it. I know her husband is right around the corner. We don't want no trouble. This is what you need to do if you're someone interested in sponsoring an athlete, especially a lady in sport of bodybuilding. He said, Mrs. Mohler, we find your story very interesting. Being for military, we say thank you for your service. You have a very impressive physique. I don't know, will you be interested in working with our company? We like to help athletes achieve their goals. So if you feel like our product is something that helps you and also in trade you help us, we'd like to sponsor you. So, madam, let us know how you think or how you feel about the ideal and reach out to us and we're happy to help you out.
Yeah, much more professional.
Yes, that is because I work on that. And we don't want those guys saying, yeah, yeah, pump rip chick, I got plans for you. No, stop that. Calm down, dude. Calm down. Because again, there are those people out there who can be a bit extreme. They have to understand that you are an athlete. You're still a woman, but you're also an athlete. You're dedicated to something. This is something that you have been focused on for at least a good while now. And you want to come in your breast presentation and you want to really prove yourself as a bodybuilder, you want to go on the stage. And if you get your pro card this year, great. Get it next year, great. And whenever you make your pro debut, you want to come in at your best. This is a sport where it takes a lot of time, a lot of work. It's not easy. It's not going to be fast. No one's going to hand it to you. If you're not willing to work for it, you're not going to get it.
Hmm. No, not at
So,
all. It's been a wild trip.
yeah, this is true. I mean, I tell you, the conversation I have with some young ladies, it's a lot. Most everyday people wouldn't want to go through what y'all go through. The diet, the consistency, the recovery, the training, getting up sometimes 3 in the morning to train before you go to work, eating the same thing
Hmm.
consistently. Sometimes you get tired of it. And then, your husband, he's not a bodybuilder. He's going to eat, a burger and french fries in front of you. You
Yeah,
want
he
to knock
gets to
him
cheat a
out.
lot more than I do.
Yeah, you want to say, your spousal abuse. But you know what? That's the thing about this. That separates the people who are dedicated and those who are not. Because that's one thing, it's discipline. Motivation can change with the wind. But if you are, determined to achieve that goal, become a pro, and to make your career in bodybuilding, even though some people says hobby sport, but you can make a career out of it.
That'd be pretty wild.
So I'm gonna ask you this question because I'm not gonna hold you much longer. Say, what would you want for yourself out of the sport?
I just want to be the best that I can be. Like, there's no one particular thing. I just want to be better. I just want to continue to build myself and be better.
My favorite old school boxer, one of my favorite Mike Tyson. I just want to fight. I just like to fight. I just like what I'm doing, you know. You know, that's the thing. That's the thing is that you should want more for yourself more than anybody. You know, that's the thing about this sport. You know, and there's a lot of sacrifice you have to make, but the sacrifice is investment and who you're going to be in this sport. Again, people out there may not understand. And again, it's not as simple as what they need to know is about what you want. And that's why I say that's why I reach out to ladies like you, even ladies who are been in sport for a long time, brand new competitors like yourself, because people need to learn and understand what's involved in this. Um, Even though bodybuilding is not as a well-known sport, you know, it's not as worldwide, but it has recognition. But if you're determined to make that goal, become a pro, I think you achieve it. You gotta believe it. I rhymed. So, so you have anybody want to shout out before I let you go?
Do what?
You have anybody want to shout out before I let you go?
Nah. List is too long.
Let's cut it short.
Just thank you to Justin, Christina, and a bodywork guy, Marlon. Of course, my husband, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
That's good, yeah. And don't forget your family and friends, everybody out there who supports someone like her. And if you're someone who's out there interested in Hayden, reach out and genuine interest. You know, show support, show love, because it's a lot. You know, if you know her in the area, you know, hey, if you run a gas station, hey, give us some, get us some gas on discount or free gas. You know, if she wants some coffee, give us some coffee. You know, if she's at the grocery store, hey, get a discount on groceries because food is expensive. You know, the bill too damn high. You know, a lot of these people, men and women in sport, need that support because this is tough. Most of us wouldn't be able to do what they do, to get up and do what they do, to follow a diet, be regimented, be straight. It's not as easy. It's just I gotta give y'all ladies respect because like that, you deserve it. Um, oh yeah. I gotta tell you something before I let you go. And it's not from me, it's from him. He says, oh yeah, Hayden, I want to tell you something. You are beautiful. I'm sorry about him. He can't control himself, but he completes me. Anyway, folks, this is one thing I want you people to reach out. If you're interested in supporting her, reach out in genuine interest. When you go to the show, cheer for her, clap for her. When she wins that pro card, her husband said, "That's my wife." Yeah, yeah. But guys, you sitting there, don't be like, "That's your wife." Yeah. Don't be weird, guys. Come on, yeah. Calm down. Be nice. Be interested in these ladies. Support them. Let them know that they're doing what they're doing for them, not for you. Because, like I said again, there's so much work you got to put in, so much time, sacrifice, everything involved in sport. You got to understand that. If you can't, then just push on. But again, madam, I'm gonna wish you all the best of luck. I'm going to root for your
Thank you.
corner. Also, I know usually the pictures for Nash should probably come out maybe a few days. Once they post it, I'll send it to you. You don't get it. All right. So, folks, we'd like to thank the lovely Mrs. Hayden Mohler for coming through. All the best to her. Shout out to our man Manuel for commenting. Shout out to you guys who were here watching. Follow me, follow hers, like, subscribe, reach out and genuine interest and support for these men and women sport of bodybuilding. So this is your man all the way George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out. Good night. Good luck. God bless.